So welcome to the table. Cards are cool. Let's just start with number one. How did this all come to be? Where did the inspiration come from? Just walk us through the journey a little bit up until this point.
Eve and I actually, so we've worked together ever since we started our jobs right out of college. We were interns together, and we've worked our way up at our company. And we've always wanted to do something outside of work, and we've been trying to come up with what that is. Eve is an amazing photographer on her own time, and we were trying to figure out something that included her photography and also the industry and just like the space that we're already in. And then I thought, how can we use Eve's current photography and repurpose it? And I texted Eve and I said, what if we put your photography on greeting cards? And I was like, it could be called Cards Are Cool. And she was like, wait, that's actually cool.
She like said it as a joke and she made the logo as a joke. And I was like, no, that's what we should call it.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay.
Hearing a lot about, obviously what you guys do, so much of it is the actual photo. Can we take a deep dive into the business? So did you guys just walk into a local CVS and say, hey, this is how much company that I'll leave, kind of the obvious one here that starts with an H, who creates every card on earth, what they're charging, and kind of just go from there? Talk us through, maybe these skills that this business has taught you or made you learn, because I don't know how to price a card. I also don't really know how to print. I don't know anything. So what was the learning curve, and talk us through it?
First of all, I would say we're still learning. What I did was I started looking into cool cards that I had, like cards that people had written to me, and looked at the back of them and looked up those designers or those card companies and looked into what they were doing and how they were pricing it. And then when it came to actually creating the card, Eve happened to work at a printing company when she was in college. And so we had a connection there. And then we started looking into where do we make stickers and all of that kind of stuff. Honestly, we got a lot of inspiration from TikTok. All in all, we're still learning. I think the running the business side of it is something that it's definitely hard. That has been a challenge of knowing, because while we know a creative process and we understand how to actually create something or design something, understanding the finances and all of that is a new thing for us.
Yeah, I think, there's a reason why we probably save our grandparents' birthday cards more often than not. I know just from talking to professionals, like instead of writing that follow-up email, if you write the letter, they'll probably keep it. What do you find maybe is the most common use? Is it more of a, hello, I'm thinking of you? Just curious, like why would someone be interested in what you guys offer?
I feel like the most common use has been people just writing to family and friends. I think one thing that's different about our cards is that it's not a card that says thank you. It's not a card that says a happy birthday. And the images on the front aren't lending itself to those kind of messages as well. They're lending themselves to feeling a moment, and it's like a moment in time. And I think that that's what people are using them for. And that's what we're hoping people are, is to just share just your feelings in that moment and let someone know that you're thinking of them at this point in your life.
I would go to Vic's desk and Vic would be like writing cards to people. And I'm like, why are you doing that? But then I realized she was like writing friends who lived in Florida. And she's like, I moved to New York. I made this huge decision. I have all these people who are living back in my hometown, and I really want to write to them. And I was like, that is so nice. And I always had family members as well on my side who wrote me cards. And I didn't really realize, honestly, until quarantine, when you can't be near those people, like you haven't seen your grandparent in a year, like it just means more. And I think that's also part of it. We want to bring that back. Like you said, you save your card from your grandparent. But these also double as a piece of art. So you can put it on your fridge, you can frame it, you can, just keep it around.
Eve, I'm going to gas you up for a second, because you are an incredible creative and photographer.
Thank you.
I already knew that based on some of your other work, but now actually having, as you say, the artwork in front of me here, it's tangible, it's right in my face. I can see the attention to detail in the various places you're capturing. Talk to me a little bit about your creative process, about how you select some of these locations. Obviously, like there's Washington Square Park, and there's the Flatiron Building. But what are you looking at that I'm not, that I can't capture on my iPhone? Because I fucking suck at photography, and I want to be better, but it is such a skill that it's difficult to hone.
Yeah, no, and I really appreciate that. Like Victoria said it pretty well. It's capturing a moment, and I don't know if I value them to the level that Victoria might. So she was like, well, let's, other people should see these. Other people would want this. And I'm like, would they? To your question, which ones did we want to pick? I picked my favorites. She picked her favorites. And we decided to make, how many cards did we make? How many different?
It was like a fantasy card draft. Is that what it is?
Yeah, exactly.
And there are 17 different images.
Yeah. And we were looking at them and we decided let's pack them together. Let's make a New York pack and
Ooh, I like
a travel pack.
There are a ton of cards that I was there for her to take them, or I know where they were. The one card that has a picture of a glass of water on it, it's called Cheers. Downstairs at the restaurant that's below my apartment, Eve was just with me. I was waiting to pick up to-go food, and the sunlight just happened to be pretty. And I just looked over, and Eve was taking a photo, and that photo is amazing. And it's just so funny to think about it. And now, like, we were literally just waiting for my food order. And then there's other ones where we were walking down the street in a group, and everybody tried to take a photo of the way the light was hitting a building. And Eve's photo was just 10 times better than everybody's. And it's the one that is the Soho card. And then there's this yellow car that sits outside my apartment all the time. And so many people have taken photos of it, but Eve's photos are just always better. And it's just funny to think back to those moments while we have a different story behind the photographs that are on the cards. I think that there's definitely a feeling that the cards evoke when someone would receive it. And especially the fact that it then could be art.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming to the table. Everybody go check out Cards Are Cool, NY, everything, all the above. You just heard the plugs. We appreciate you guys. I'm sure I'll see you both soon. Let's get you out of here. Peace out.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.